All new and only on RTV6, a new plan to track and target high-risk offenders returning to Indianapolis streets from our prison system.
It's the police department's way to reduce homicides and violent offenders. But as Jack Reinhardt reports, not everyone is on board with the program.
Scott Hewitt's last prison stay lasted 13 years.
I was registered as a violent felon.
And upon his release, he knows what it means to have police and probation officers show up unannounced on his doorstep.
It ticked me off a little bit, but after one or two times, I kind of realized, it's their job and it's what they got to do.
This year alone, as many as 5,000 to 8,000 offenders will come out of Indiana prisons and return to the streets of Indianapolis. Metro Police have already started collecting data on the most violent and the most frequent offenders, with plans to target them for close scrutiny upon their release.
We want to look for those individuals that show the propensity to commit violence, whether it's a crime against an individual or potentially murder, and we're going to have to start monitoring them closely.
The database and close supervision is a new tactic for the police department to try and reduce the highest murder rate in the past 7 years. But those who felt the weight of an intrusive monitoring program believe that while it may make the general public feel better, it won't reduce crime.
And with you standing over my shoulder, watching everything that I do, and I have the idea that you're just waiting for me to mess up, well, I'll tell you what, if I'm going to go away, I'm going to go away for something. Keep playing with me.
And I've watched good women go back to prison on things that just don't make any sense to me at all. And they were afraid, and they didn't know what else to do, and they just reverted back to their old lifestyle because that's all they knew.
Public safety officials admit that a system of closer monitoring of ex-offenders will cost money and tie up valuable police resources. The same could be said for trying to help someone who committed a criminal act move away from a life of crime. In Indianapolis, Jack Reinhardt, RTV6.
Now, the decision to track some offenders versus giving them services in a program is a critical one. That's because regardless of whether they get help, more than 90% of offenders will eventually be released.